Hello people, and welcome to another video of Programmer's Corner. In this video we'll take a look at how to implement in-place string reversal using Python. Now when I say in place, I mean altering the string that has been passed in as an input. So we are not going to create any temporary strings or any temporary variables into our function, but instead we are going to change the variable that has been passed in. So while changing it, we have to make sure we do not make any mistakes, otherwise the entire string is going to be damaged. Now how do we manage this? So before we go into how we use it, let's see what the output should look like. So here is an input that says this is a sentence I want to reverse. The output of this sentence is going to be reverse wanna I sentence A is this. So as you can see, I'm reversing the position of the words instead of reversing the alphabets themselves. Now how do we achieve this? Taking into consideration that we do not want to create additional, or we do not want to create additional variables. So what we first do is we reverse the entire string, and let's say this is my sentence, and the entire reversal of this is going to be, let's say ESR EVER. So this is I, all the reverse of I is I, ECNE DNES. Sentence A, C, and then, so as you can see, the reverse, first we do is we reverse the sentence, that is we turn the entire sentence around, and then we take each and every word in that sentence and we reverse it again. So in this case the sentence is going to be reverse wanna I sentence A is this, and thus we reach our output. Let's take a look at how the reverse function looks. So the reverse function takes into three parameters: the string, the start, and the end. The start is the start of the string and the string that we want to reverse, and the end is the end of the string that we want to reverse, not the entire string. Just keep that in mind. When we pass in this string initially to reverse it completely, the start is going to be 0, the end is going to be the end of this string, that is whatever the length of the string is. But when we just want to reverse the words, what we pass in is the start of the word that we want to reverse and the end of the word that we want to reverse. But at the same time, the S is going to be the entire string. So now let's say that we want to reverse the word wanna, WANNAW. That's the word we want to reverse. And since we are going to reverse that word, we can easily state that, or we can assume that this word reverse has already been reversed. So we have this word REVERSE space ANNAW, and the rest of it is still needs to be reversed. But let's say we want to reverse this word. So the start at this point is going to be 8, and the end at this point is going to be 13. Now our for loop is going to go from 0 to, the range is going to be end minus start divided by 2, because if you look at this word ANNAW, if we divide it, all we need to swap are AW and NA. We do not have to go any further. So we are just going to swap these two alphabets with each other. And now we go here. First of all, what we do is we copy whatever is there before the start. So start plus I, we copy that over. So from R up all the way to the space here, we're just going to copy it as it is. Then we are going to take the last alphabet of this word and we're going to put it in front. So we have end minus I minus 1 and n minus I. So this is 12 and 13. So that's this alphabet here, A. Now what we're going to do is we are going to get whatever's in between, that is from A to N, and then we are going to print it here. So we have start plus I plus 1 to end minus I minus 1. As you can see, we start from A, or we start from N in this case, and we stop at W. Well, we do not include W, but we just copy N and A in here. Now we have the S of, now we have to, the string of, we have to put this word at the end, or this alphabet at the end. So we have start plus I, that's going to be this letter A, to start plus I plus 1. As you can see, the start plus I don't know why I'm putting so many spaces, but yeah, I don't want spaces. So we have start plus I, which is A, which is right now 8, and then we have start, that is 8 plus 1, that is 9. So we only take this letter here, this A here, and now we add it up to there, and we put this at the end of the string. So we have WNNAA. That's what our string looks like on the first iteration, or we still have to complete it. Now once we have done that, we have to place whatever is remaining at the end, this remaining string, we have to concatenate that at the end, because as you see here, we took care of whatever was there before the start. Now you have to take care of whatever is there after the end. So we have S sub end minus I to the length of the entire string. And if I slide this like that, you'll probably see. So yeah, so this is our entire string, as you can see. So at this point, our entire sentence is going to look like reverse WNNAA I, and then the remaining of this, whatever this is. It's not yet reversed. When we debug the program, we'll see it clearly. And at the end, out of the for loop, we return the sentence S. So when we are done, we are going to get this entire string this way. This is what our output is going to look like. Now let's look at the program and see how the thing works. So a program is now divided into two functions. The first function is called the reverse sentence, and the second function is called the reverse itself, which I showed you in this here, the way we implemented it. But let's see what the reverse sentence does. So the reverse sentence does two things. First of all, it takes this sentence and it reverses it completely. So it gives us this, and then the second part of this function, that is the while loop, what it does is it takes each word in this sentence and it reverses them independently. Now let's see how this works. So we start with our reverse sentence, and as you can see, this is my sentence here, and now this is the sentence here that we have passed. This is our debug mode, so we can easily see how it changes. And now it goes to the reverse sentence input in order that function. So as I said, the first thing that the sentence does is reverse the entire sentence up. So it goes here, it takes the length, which is, the length is 17, because if we take this entire thing and we divide it in the middle, all we have to do is just swap alphabets. So we start with I is equal to 0. The start is going to be 0 itself, and the end in this case is going to be 34, as you can see here. Now we do as follows: we take everything that's before, there is nothing before this, then we take the last alphabet, that is E, and swap with T. We take whatever is in between those 2 points, we set the T at the end, and then we take whatever is after T, which is nothing again. So after the first iteration, the string is going to look something like this. E has been swapped with T, everything in between has been placed as it is, nothing's before, nothing's after. So now that's good. Now S is going to be swapped with H. I is going to become 1. So I became 1 and S is swapped with H. R is going to be swapped with I. As you can keep track along, I is going to be 2 and I is going to be swapped with R. And that's what happened. I got swapped with R. S is going to be swapped with E. I is 3 and S is going to be swapped with E, and that's exactly what happened. Now there's going to be a swapping of spaces, or space with V. So we have I is 4, space got swapped with V. Now E is going to be swapped with I is going to be 5 and E is going to be swapped with I, and again S is going to be swapped with R. So as you can see, we completed our first swap in this case. So reverse got swapped, this entire sentence got swapped with these 2 sentences, because that was the size of that, the length of this sentence was equal to the length of that. But now, or this part of the sub-sentence, now we are going to swap the spaces, which again, it's swapping spaces, nothing's going to happen there. But now I is 8, so we're going to swap A with A again. Nothing's going to happen there. We're going to swap S with N. That happened. Now we're going to swap S again with N. Now we're going to swap A with E. And now we're going to swap a space with W with N. So as you can see, we are right now here at this point. Now T is going to be swapped with a space. E is going to be swapped with I. E is going to be swapped with N. And now I is 16, so we're going to have a last swap, and now it's going to return the reverse of the sentence. So this is the sentence I want to reverse. So as you can see, we returned the sentence and it swapped completely. Now we have completed this part. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take each word in this sentence, or in this string we should call, and we're going to reverse it. So we set I to 0, we set start again to 0, because we're going to start with the first word itself. Now we are going to go all the way to the end of the string. Now we're going to check if there is a space in the middle. So is there a space in here? So once we find a space, we are going to take that word, that means we found a word, and we're going to take that word and then we're going to reverse it. We haven't found the space, so I becomes 2, I becomes 1. Again we see I becomes 2. We haven't found the space yet, so we're going to move until we find that space. And we found the space, I guess. Yes, we did. So now we are right now here, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to reverse this word. So you go here, we found the middle ground, the length is still 34. We're going to start reversing R and E. then we are going to reverse S and E, then we are going to reverse R and V, and now we have reversed this sentence. We are going to return, and as you can see, we have reversed the first part, we still have to reverse the other. And as I stated before, when we wanted to, now we are going to reverse AN and AW, and I stated before, when we are going to reverse this, we can assume that this has already been reversed, and now you can see why. We are going word by word in this case. Now the start is going to be at 8. This is where our start is going to be. The I is going to be at 8 as well. We are going to see if that's our space. It's not our space, so I becomes 9. Is that our space? I becomes 10. Is that our space now? I guess the 13 is what our space is going to be. There you go. So now start is 8 and I is 13, and I think, as I explained before, we are going to chop this word in half, so AN and AW are going to get swapped. So I is 0, so we're going to swap A and W. Now I is 1, so we're going to swap N and A, and that's it. We are going to return back whatever we had before just got placed. So start was 8 and I was 1, and that's what happened. We took everything, we just pasted it. We took whatever was in between, we swapped the last part what we were at, that is 13 minus I, that is 1 minus 1, that is 11, and then this was 13 minus I, that is 12, and then we took whatever was in between. We took the first character again, and then we took whatever was at the end, and we returned this. Now we have 14 and 14. There's nothing there. We found our next word. This start is 14 and I is 15. That is just I. Now the length is going to be 0, so nothing happens. It just returns I as it is. So I's start is going to be 16 and I is also going to be 16. So right now start is pointing at E. So we keep on moving until we find the next space. And we did find the next space at 24. That's this point here. And we are again going to reverse. So now we're going to reverse sentence. E is going to be replaced with S. And again, if you see here, start is 16, I is 1, that is 17, 0 to 17, so that's going to be from R all the way up till C. All this is going to be attached first, so we take care of whatever was before the start point, then we put E in place of C, then we take whatever is in between, then we put C in place of E, the second last E, not the last E, the second last E, and then we attach whatever is left after that. So from this E all the way to the end, to the T, we just concatenate it. So that's happened, and this gets repeated every time until we reach the middle of the sentence. And seems like we have sorted this sentence as well. We return, the sentence gets sorted. Now again we are at A, we need to swap A, which again has no length, so we're just going to return A. Now we are going to swap SI with each other, and the length is 1, so we just swap that and return. And now, as you can see, there are no more spaces, so what we do is we wait till we reach the end of the string, and then once we come out of the while loop, we swap whatever is remaining. So this is going to go all the way till the end, and then it's going to go to this swap, which is going to swap this. So T and S are going to be swapped, H and I are going to be swapped, and then I return. And that's when we return and we end our program. So if you run this again, this is the input and that's the output of the entire sentence. So I've also written this in Java. So if you look at the description below, you will find the link for both Java and Python programs, for this and the Java version of it. The Java version of it is a bit it's a lot of work, because in Python it's easy to manipulate with strings. In Java I've used .substring, so it's a lot of coding, extra coding to take care of. So if you like this, please do share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.